Light sanding, 220 grit, and commence. Sanded, blown off with compressed air, tack clothed, wiped with a moist cloth, rag, not a paper towel, don't use those. And now it is most definitely fuzzy. So we will come back later and we will sand her again, and then we'll look at getting some dye on it. All right, we have some nice tangential light coming in through here, and maybe you can see just how much those whiskers have really raised up. Let's try, especially right here. You can actually just see them. Let's do this. I mean, you can really, it's really quite noticeable. And it's also more noticeable between these two different cuts. This one here in the middle is the shaggiest. And then there's these two. So now it's, you know, more stuff you've never seen me do, you know, sand. Surprise, surprise. If you're a keen observer, you might notice some color on my fingertips because I had a bottle of TransTint decide that the lid did not really want to be on the instrument or on the bottle as I was moving it from place to place. And so now part of my shop looks like I have gutted a cow because there is a great multitude of dark mahogany stain all over the place. It was a great moment. I was able to utilize my tremendous command of the English language to express my feelings. We will never have to worry about any sort of organism taking root in that location of my shop, for I fear my creative language may hover over that particular locale for decades to come, putting the heavy smite on anything that might carelessly wander by. I was unhappy. Alrighty, I think we're there. We're going to hit her with the compressed air and a tack rag, and let's hit the corners just one more time. Alright, here we go. It is the race to actually get something done before something else screws up. Is it going to work? I'm doubtful. As you can see from the splatters all across me, you should see this over here. It does. It looks like I've gutted a deer over there. Alright, here we go. We're putting our black on. We're going to do a coat of this now. We're going to let it soak in. And I'll come back later in the night and I'll add a second coat. Probably not going to show that. Probably going to have to add some more black dye to this because this is not nearly as black as it was on the Formica caster. You know, that one. Now, I'm sure the question is going to come up. If you're trying to make Liam's tiny guitar blue, what in the blue blazes? See what I did there? Are you putting black all over it for? We're going to attempt to make the grain kind of pop. We're going to get this black to soak in and get down into the pores of this mahogany, and then we will come back and we're going to sand most of this off on the front and on the back. We're just going to leave the sides the way they're getting ready to be. And then when we go over it with the blue, you will get a blue color, and then you will see some little dark specks in the background, and that will be this black color that is soaked down into the grain, just kind of waving at you and saying, hey, how you doing? This is TransTint dye, and I use denatured alcohol as the carrier. I'm just, call me old-fashioned or misguided or whatever you think fits. I'm just not real excited about getting this close to finishing and then laying voluminous amounts of water upon my instrument. It's just me. You can use water. People use all kinds of stuff. I am not the authority when it comes to dyeing guitars. The majority of the information that I have picked up has come from a YouTube channel, a guy called Big D Guitars. And if you want to see some amazing jobs on figured woods with just the most beautiful bursts you have ever seen, you should go check out his channel, because that's where, like, I take my notes from. I'm just trying to get it even. It's not going to be even because different types of grains and different grain orientations soak up stain at different rates. Some of them just drink it in, and some of them don't. So here we're transitioning from just like straight flat grain, and we're catching end grain here, and this is really kind of soaking it up really well. This will soak it up really well because this is all end grain right here. Now, what's this going to look like on mahogany? Who knows? It's a great big experiment. But at the end of the day, I got a pretty good idea. It's going to be some form of blue. And Liam will probably be pretty jazzed about it. Alright, I think we're good there for coat number 1. I'm going to hang this up over there, close to where the fans are, and let it gently caress with air currents this stained body overnight. And, or dyed. Is it stain or dye? I don't know. You guys fight amongst yourselves, let me know what the result is. Anyways, I will do another coat of this tonight. I'm not going to record that. So when we come back tomorrow at some point, we will look at sanding this back, kind of in this area here. We don't have a lot of real estate to work with. If you're kind of joining us midstream and you don't know what's going on, we're making a tiny guitar for the child of some good friends of ours, and this is a small, they call it a mini T because, you know, copyright and stuff, but here is a regular T next to it, just for size comparisons. So this one's a little different. This one's got a humbucker up in that spot, and it's got a bunch of glue on it. Anyway, yeah, we're going to get to this one, I don't know, I hope soon. I'm tired of looking at it. Anyways, we'll be back. Alright, here we go. We got a fresh 320 disc on. We are going to, no kidding, use the pressure of the sander itself and not much else. We're going to go in a teardrop kind of shape as much as we can on this teeny tiny body. All right, we kind of have this teardrop shape in here. See, it took one pass and we kind of blew through this, but that's okay because we still have our black cloth that we used to put the black dye on. So when we kind of get where we want to be, we can just start dipping that back in here. It'll kind of reactivate up. We can sand that in there. Let's get the other side done. Same kind of process. All right, man, it doesn't take much, does it? Now we'll get it cleaned off, we'll get the tack rag on it, and then we're gonna go back over, and it is time for some color. All right, we're off to the races. We're gonna use this blue rag that I have because that's the rag we used on the test piece. You didn't think I did this without doing a test, did you? We're using Angelus blue leather dye. Straight out of the bottle. This is just plain old blue. You know, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of blue, but this is the blue we're going with. And you can see just from that one little application on here, I can just keep rubbing it and moving that around. Well, I suppose I should do this. Sorry. Forgot to do that on the first side. So apparently this has a tendency to go kind of purple, which you may or may not see. And we can do some modification after this is dried that will kind of take that purplish hue away. And restore it to the blue color that we're actually trying to get. Go back over to here and back to here. Except none of you are my black cloth. Where did my black? Okay, I guess we'll start another one. I didn't put very much on this at all. That's what I forgetted to do. Got all the alcohol on it and not much of the pigment. All right, we're gonna let it sit. And we'll come back and do another coat. All right, we're going to try and quickly, finally, puberty. This is 4/0 or 4000 steel wool. And we are going to attempt to do some blending here and some moving some stuff around. And see what we can come up with. And according to the displays on my cameras that may or may not work, I have 6 minutes for something to happen. Now, I don't know with the lighting that we have and, you know, color balances and stuff like that, but that seems to have gone, for the most part, from purple to blue. There's these couple of streaks here that really seem to be holding on for dear life. Oh yeah, I'll brush that all over my black shirt. That'll look great. Now, see, that's, at least here to my compromised old man eyes, that is blue, and this is purple. Which I imagine could be fairly terrifying if you were not expecting that. And I have some areas here where I got the dye just does not seem to want to go down into the pores. There are, like right in here, you can see a lot of little white specks, and that is where, just, I don't know why, for some reason, the dye didn't want to get down in there. And hopefully you can tell that we have now lost at least some of that purple hue. Now, one of the things that I have to do is I have to remind myself, a lot of this you're never going to see because, well, that's going to be like that. And this is going to be like this. And then there's another thing here. That's going to be like that. So there's really not very much here of this that we're actually going to be laying the peepers on. So I think we've got the most of what it is we really want to get unpurpleized, at least what is going to be visible, which is not much. So before the camera totally runs out, the plan is that we're going to blow this off, get it cleaned out, okay, because you can see all of this dark stuff. This is all little bits of steel wool. So we want to keep that away from, you know, the pickups and stuff. We're going to re-blacken that, and I don't know, I'm going to have a sit down and a think about whether or not I want to go and do another coat of blue, perhaps another coat of black. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. So anyways, that's what's happening. I'll bring you back when I have, well, space on the memory card. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon here at Rattlecan Guitar Restorations. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to click my beautiful face above. Hit the bell to be notified next time we drop a video. Here's a video that the Hive Mind has picked out especially for you. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. You guys have a great weekend. Shut up, cat! Cheers.